Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you could be listening to a hypnosis session to help with social anxiety. And one of the key things that you're going to hear in this hypnosis session is a way of thinking about people in a way that they become very valuable and desirable. And as someone that had very severe social anxiety, I wanted to avoid people, not because of what people were, but because of the associations and the connotations that I had for people and what it meant for me and how I felt. But I did something very similar in my own life to give a different connotation to what people meant for me. And that actually helped me a lot with my own social anxiety. This session was for a client that I could relate to a lot about how they were thinking about the judgment of other people. And therefore, it kind of made me think, well, maybe this type of hypnosis session would really help to think of people in a way which is actually positive and empowering rather than limiting and debilitating. The ideal way to listen to this session would be to find a quiet place in an environment where you won't be disturbed and to relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense of tapping into that calm, tranquil, relaxed part of you. The part that every now and then just drifts into a daydream. The part that will get lost in a moment, looking at raindrops on a window, seeing leaves in the trees. Every now and then we drift into these wonderful states of calm, relaxed reverie and relaxation. And I want you to get a sense that you've got the ability to drift into this state whenever you need it. And as you breathe in and breathe out, release that tension. Open up that part of your mind that feels like it's okay to not just relax, but deeply relax. To let go of that part that is on high alert. Here in this environment, it is safe. It is okay to release that tension, to dial down that vigilance, to feel that you can let your guard down because it's safe to do so. And as you release that tension and you allow feelings of positive relaxation to flow throughout your body, I want you to get a sense of what it takes to change. The one constant in life is change. Not one thing in your life has always permanently stayed the same. Some people age, some people move away. New people come, other people go. You learn new things, you forget others. Seasons come, seasons go. I want you to get a sense that the goal is not to keep things the same, but to change things as you need to change them. I want you to think how ridiculous it would be to keep the same clothes you had when you were 13 or 14 years old and still wear them now, even if they were too small, ripped, damaged. Sometimes it just makes sense to let go of the old and replace it with the new. And if that's okay with the first car you ever had, you don't drive it now. You don't have the same old clothes you used to wear. That it's totally fine to do that with old ways of thinking, belief systems that were useful at one point in your life may not be useful now. Maybe there was a time in your life that you believed in Santa Claus and tooth fairies, but you let go of those beliefs and you formed new ones. And some of those new beliefs are still useful. But what if some of those beliefs are not useful anymore? Doesn't it make sense to let go of those old beliefs and perhaps update your thinking for new beliefs? I want you to think there was a time in your life where people were problems, people represented pain, uncertainty, humiliation or rejection. People represented low status, negative consequences. And perhaps at that point in your life, false generalizations were created. I want you to think how unfair it would be if an old lady gets mugged by a person of a particular age, gender, and ethnicity. And from that point onwards, that old lady believes that all people of that age, gender, and ethnicity can't be trusted. You can understand why she might think that. But it's a false belief system, a generalization that would just mean that for the rest of her life, anyone that happened to fall into that category would create feelings of anxiety and worry and concern, whether that individual was deserving of that label or not. I want you to get a sense that perhaps you've also been putting people into generalizations and categories that haven't been helpful for you. Ways of thinking about people that create emotional feelings that keep you trapped, keep you feeling stressed or anxious, worried about what people might think. Maybe there's certain people that you're worried that they're going to think you're weird. They're going to think you're nervous. They're going to see that you're anxious. They're going to see that you're not the person you want them to see you as. But what if these are just echoes of an old belief system that wasn't useful? I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine that you wake up tomorrow and you are the only person in the world. All of that social anxiety disappears because there are no people. And the thought dawns on you, if there are no people in the world, that means everything in the world is yours for the taking. I want you to imagine finding a car dealership, perhaps with the latest Lamborghini. No one's there to stop you. You can take the keys, you drive it away, you find the biggest mansion, drive up. You can take any money from any place, see a jeweler's, have amazing jewelry, watches, go to a department store, have the finest clothes that exist, turn up at a mansion and just dive in their pool and use whatever they have in that gigantic house. All the things that represent value, luxury. And I want you to get a sense that for the first few days, maybe even few weeks, you would feel like a kid in a candy store. Everything is yours. The world is your oyster. But it wouldn't take long. Very soon, where would you even drive to? Very soon, the purpose of clothes is not the designer labels and the status, because there is no people. It's simply the function. Very soon, a bed is just a bed to sleep. Suddenly, your survival becomes infinitely more important than all these precious, valuable things. What good is billions in an environment where you don't need money to spend? I want you to imagine in this imaginary world, whether you're the only person living, you are presented with a choice, a dilemma. Keep all the riches, all the valuable things, the car, the house, the clothes, the jewelry, all of the money, but continue to live in a world with no people in it. Or you wake up tomorrow and you get to live a life, your normal life, with people. All the people that were there before suddenly reappear again. And if your unconscious would choose the world with people over those precious things, let me know by nodding your head. And I want you to get a sense, therefore, that this is evidence that for you, people are precious. People are more valuable than Lamborghinis, designer clothes. People are more important and valuable than millions in the bank. And if you accept that people are precious and that you wouldn't want a world with no people in it, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine that when you wake up in this world with people in it for the first time after experiencing a world with all the riches but no people in it, I want you to imagine having a piece of paper and writing the word precious. But write it going down like an acronym in capital letters, going it down vertically, P, and then underneath the P is R, then E, then C, I, O, U, and S. Each letter becomes the beginning of a new word. I want you to get a sense that from this point forward, you're going to start seeing people not just as precious, but as different components that make them precious. I want you to imagine writing next to the word P, the word playful. That Other people seek out smiles and humor, enjoyment. People want holidays. They want to spend time in their evenings with other people. They want to enjoy celebrations and moments. Therefore, people are playful. Next to the R, I want you to put the word respect, craving. Just imagine writing it down on that piece of paper. So people are playful and they're respect craving. They want to be respected. People need to be respected to feel important. Next to E, I want you to put the word emotional. Everyone has a palette of emotions. On any given day, you don't know if someone's going through one of their best days or one of their worst days. If they're dealing with stress, they're dealing with hope, they're dealing with doubt. Every individual is going on their own emotional journey. The C in precious represents curious. And the more curious you are about people, the more curious people will be about you. People are curious to try new things, to go to new places, to watch a new movie, listen to a new song. People are curious. And you can be curious about people. Next to I want you to put the word important. Everyone is important to their own life, and everyone can be important to people around them. And as you see people as being important, notice that it becomes easier to respect them, to be curious about in what way are they important. Next to O, put the word open-minded. As you get a sense that you can be open-minded about people, and people can be open-minded about the world. Some people are closed-minded, but some people are open-minded, receptive to new ideas, new ways of thinking. But people want opportunities. Next to you, put the word unique. Even identical twins are unique. Those people that share 100% identical genetics still have different interests, different personalities, different goals, different dreams, different desires. So if identical twins are unique, doesn't it mean that of every human that exists, all people, all humans are unique? How could you possibly generalize people just as one entirely connected species where everyone thinks the same, when everyone is so unique and different, motivated by their own goals, their own dreams, their own fears, their own worries? Everyone is unique. And next to S, put the word sociable. People want to spend time with other people. Humans throughout history have congregated with other humans. The town square, churches and concerts, schools, pubs. People seek out other people. They want to be around other people. And as you look at those words, playful, respect craving, emotional, curious, important, open-minded, unique and sociable, and you see they all spell the word precious, I want you to get a sense that people are precious. More precious than Lamborghinis, more precious than luxury watches, more precious than millions. And that your life is also precious. I want you to imagine you are offered 100 million. You can see it there. Digits in your bank account. 100 million. And you're given a dilemma. You can keep the 100 million, but you don't wake up the following morning. Death is a certainty. Or you could not accept the 100 million, and you wake up the very next day living your life believing that people are precious and that your world is better when you're alive and other people are in it. And if you would turn down the 100 million and choose to live life where your life is precious and the lives of people around you are precious, let me know by nodding your head. Which means you are already richer than the richest people in the planet. Because your life is worth more than 100 million. And you would choose a planet with people on it than all the riches in the world. People are precious and you are precious. You are valuable, they are valuable. Your job is to find the people on this planet that resonate with you, that connect with you, that enrich your life and you enrich their lives. And I want you to imagine you wake up having turned down that 100 million, believing with every fiber in your body that people are precious. And I want you to imagine how good it feels to just be alive. How grateful you are to have opened your eyes that morning. Every person you meet feels valuable. Everyone is worthy. Everyone has some value. Sometimes the value we get from people are to learn valuable lessons about our life. Some people you'll want to spend more time with and other people you won't, but you're still learning. Still getting value from every person in every context. And imagine that social anxiety has been replaced by a sense of deep appreciation and gratitude for people. You want people to be around you. You want people to notice you. You want to see how people are. You're curious about their life. They're curious about your life. And if it feels good to live in a life where your life is precious and the lives of all people around you are precious lives, let me know by nodding your head. And when you wake up tomorrow, you will wake up feeling an immense sense of gratitude that it is a privilege to open your eyes every morning and to feel that it is a privilege to live in a world with other people in it. That people are precious, people are valuable. They're playful, respect, craving, emotional, curious, important, open-minded, unique, and sociable. And you want to live in a world with people. I want you to get a sense that you're returning to the present, listening to my voice. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Get a sense that all parts returning to the present here in this moment as I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. When you awaken tomorrow, you will have not just a belief, but a conviction that people are valuable, people are precious. You like people, people like you, and you wouldn't want a world where people aren't in it. Starting to count 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.